All right, guys,
Last
I gotta go.
time.
I'll see y'all.
Boy. We're doing the thing where, like, you know, if you have to, like, put a camera to record and leave it there, but, like, you hit record, and then when the thing starts, you hit record again and it stops. And then you hit record at the end and you're like, wait.
I
Yeah.
have rolled 84 twice.
We're gonna do good, everybody. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I would love to see someday a virtual tabletop that makes a virtual dice jail. That would just be awesome. It's just like
Yes.
whoosh.
I would even pay like an additional like 99 cents to use that, even though
Yeah.
it's purely in my mind.
I'm not gonna lie. I really want a virtual tabletop to, like, keep the statistics of each player.
Oh,
so
that
you
would
can
see
see at
so
the end of
good.
it what
I would like
happened.
that too.
That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
I would love to know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think I've rolled my eyes 80 times in the midst of all of it. So I mean,
84, yeah.
that wasn't your accent, but okay.
We fought a werewolf.
No, it was I butchered it. Is what happened. Oh no, absolutely not.
Oh wait, no. First we talked to a raven person.
Oh yeah.
Anton.
Did we do anything before that, or was that the first thing? Oh wait, yeah. We hung out with them for a
welcome
while.
to camp.
Dristan confronted Irina with her attacker in a training montage that was kind of traumatic.
That's true. That's true. You did that to her. That you did that to her.
Yep. Yep.
I wrote a hostage note for myself.
Yep. Oh no, I wrote a hostage
wrote it for
note
me,
for
yes.
yourself.
Yeah. Did I get rid of Sir Pool? What the fuck?
You see, we're job creators.
I did. I don't have Sir Pool in here anymore.
Yeah, she stabbed him a little.
Barely.
Nah. I don't know if he was
No.
quite that.
I was about to say I
honest.
didn't intend to make her that way.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. She was like, "You guys are probably gonna fail. We can take her if you want."
Yeah,
Right,
it's
like, all right,
and
we'll
we
be
were
here
like-
when you die, I guess.
yeah, like we respect your decision. Oh my. Okay.
We'll be watching.
Although it's a fucking dumb one. Anyway.
Yep.
So what that was exactly, going into like the village of Barovia, like basin, there are two main gates that kind of block everything off. There's an east gate that do I have you guys on this map? No. There's this east gate over here.
Mm-hmm.
Which, fun fact, that's where I started the home game and then quickly disbanded it. And then Westgate. And it's just, there is walls and like kind of natural barriers that kind of block the area
Right.
off. But these are the
Right.
two main ways in and out.
So we did that, and then we're making our way to Valakai, Valalo, you know, whatever. And on the other, when we reached said gate, we were like, "There's some big footprints here. What's going on?" And Achilles was like, "I don't know. You're the." That's not his voice at all. that was Borat or something. But Achilles was
That was
like,
the voice I used for him. Mhm.
Achilles was like, "I'm not from around here. You're gonna have to tell me what it is. I don't recognize the footprints either." And Tristan was like, "I don't know either." And then
Accurate.
Tristan does the emo flip a lot in my brain with his hair. And then we went through the gate, and the thing on the other side was a werewolf, which we went in very apprehensively into that fight because it was like silvered weapons only. But when we got into the Pictionary battlefield, as you see here, we like just debuffed
We
it.
bowled 300.
We just like chained it to the ground and vined it and like knocked it over and then set it on fire and won. And in its dying moments, we saw that it was just a sad old man. And then it like howled for presumably its pack or something. And that's where we left off.
Really quickly, everybody for stress, I have at 0. Achilles, I did give you 1 last session.
Okay.
Because of the, hey, I can't do anything.
Makes sense.
If anybody else has any personal reasons as to why you should have it, please let me know.
I'm pretty sure Garen should have 1 because of the whole help the sun in the basement.
That's
of the church
right.
thing.
That's right. Yes, thank you for reminding me.
I was at 3, and I think I lost 1 because of a long rest. Did I lose an additional 1 because I spent
you communed with.
Okay, so I'm down to stress level 1.
Do you stay with us, or do they go away after a long rest?
You lose points when you rest.
Okay.
Or do anything that is generally like a hobby base or like something that isn't stressful, kind of like real life.
I think I've only had 1 or 2 at most, so I'm pretty sure I'm at 0 at the moment.
Yeah, like there was a couple of people, like the newcomers. I started with some because it was new territory and they couldn't get out. I feel like Garrett and Dristan to some degree were like, same shit. Here we go.
That's Wednesday.
Like, you kind of become desensitized to that level of stress at some point. So you guys didn't start with anything, but as it's gone, like points have come and go. Like I gave everyone 1 when you were blown up, but I mean y'all have rested and stuff.
That was like a week ago.
Sid, question.
I might have an answer.
Do I need to track stress for my dog?
No, because I blew her up.
All right. She just like that was it. She'll never be as stressed as that again.
Never. I felt really bad about that. Like, fuck you guys. I blew up the dog.
I mean, but also a dog would be like, that was terrible. What next?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I think, like we already said, she's scarred from it. Like, she has a patch of fur that's never quite gonna grow back.
Yeah.
Poor dog.
So, you guys left off with
Huskies.
some howling in the distance. The time is presently, let me check how far you guys have traveled, because I believe it's getting close to like dark times. Actually, not at all, because this place is very walkable. I would say it's probably around about like maybe noon, actually. Hold on. Probably 15-20 miles. So it's getting dark at this point. What would y'all like to do?
Not be here because there were.
Right, we
wolf
said we were going to
howls.
start bussing because of the wolf.
Yeah. Athena's going to run up for some comforts, and she couldn't do much during that fight either. I know, girlie, that was quite a howl. Listen, you guys know the creatures in this place a lot better than I do, and if they're like that, and I'm, half useless in the fight, I don't want to be around when the rest of the pack gets here. So I'm ready to skedaddle on out of here if you are.
That turns back into a tree. So, taking off or running or whatever, are you guys like Lord of the Rings? Hey, we gotta like get the hobbits to Isengard. Let's run for 17
sweeping
days.
Helicopter, swinging around shots, as we're running over hills.
Are you going to stick to the main road? Are you guys gonna go like through trees?
I feel like for running, the road would make the most sense.
Did we?
Just because we're not like getting fallen over in briar bushes or anything like that.
Sure.
Or
You know.
Holes.
Did we
traps.
happen to catch which direction the howls came from?
Honestly, I would probably say it was like northeast-ish range is probably where it was coming from, but also it's the woods and stuff has a tendency to get a little spread in terms of sound sometimes. But if y'all are a running, is it fucking really? Are you joking?
No.
That's what I'm using. I'm
D&D Beyond
not
is down.
having any issues.
Refresh.
I realized I didn't have my character sheet up. I'm going to D&D Beyond /characters. D&D Beyond is currently undergoing maintenance. Please check back in a few minutes.
Oh my god.
You guys might have your character sheets cached or went in before it went down, but I forgot, and now I can't access the
Oh,
character.
no.
I was just about
Yeah,
to say
503.
I hit it and it's 503. Oh my god.
Well, it's a good thing we're doing a short session, right?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
bearing-
god, now it's gateway timing out? What is happening to D&D Beyond?
So bearing that in mind.
Just pretend you're level 20, Artem, you know? That's really the only
I can do that.
alternative here.
I cast Wish.
Somebody go perfect. There it goes.
Oh, it might
Somebody
be
go
back.
ahead and roll percentile for me.
I rolled the last
Oh.
one, I'm pretty sure.
I'll take a crack at it.
Oh,
Well.
that's quite a crack.
It's not a ranged attack, so you know.
Cyrus has entered the chat.
Shouldn't it be 99 if it's Cyrus? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll float back over here. So keeping
We're lucky
at
it
a
wasn't the 1%.
My father paid for this 90.
you all keep at a fairly decent pace. The road definitely helps in terms of travel and how far you can get and speed. There's occasions where you think you hear like rustling in the trees just not too far behind you, but there's nothing there. And eventually, it seems like you might have managed to evade what was coming for the time being.
Mhm.
You know, we've encountered,
Oh.
I think, too many wolves and dogs for one adventure already.
I have.
How long were we running for to get away from that area?
Let's do a roll real quick.
I'm wondering if it's worth going back and checking on the body that was vandalized.
Ooh.
A D60, interesting.
I don't know. I was picking like time, but 46 minutes seems a lot. But also probably not because it's fucking werewolves.
Yeah, all right, fair
so
enough.
I would
It's
say
just running
upwards
for
of
that
like
long.
20-30 minutes probably.
So too far to go back, so that's fair.
Unless you want to make a special trip.
My arrows. No, I've marked them down as gone.
My
Forgot about the economy. It's in shambles. Probably like. Oop. Oh shit.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Sticking to the road, again, you don't hear any sounds behind you. When you guys do eventually slow, I'm sure a majority of the party probably breathing a little hard, probably a few straggling back. Ismark probably having like Irina by the arm, dragging that poor girl through through some running. It is becoming dark. There is no sign of any additional werewolves. And still a good ways between you and Valakai. Um, would you guys push through the night, or do you guys plan on taking a rest?
With us this close to the old mill, I would not recommend us walking through.
No, what? Carry me. I've grown weary.
Oh.
You said we're... Garen, carry me. I've grown
I'm
weary.
fucking 60 years old.
Yes, so you're used to... Strong worker, yes.
I believe we would be best off finding somewhere safe and secure to bed down and take shifts for the night.
I'm pretty
That
riled
sounds
up
good.
after that whole thing, so if you want me and Athena here to take the first watch, we'll do that.
Yes. We need to be incredibly careful in these parts. The hags are known for their cruelty and their cunning.
When you say that, there's like the quick chittering of a crow or a raven above in one of the trees above, almost as if in agreement.
Would now be a good time to do a little info dump
I mean, maybe.
on
Yeah.
what Tristan might know of these infamous celebrities of Barovia?
Yeah, let me pull these bitches up. So, you have Morgantha and her 2 daughters. It is Bella Sunbane. And where's this other bitch at? That's not her. It's not just Bella. Where did the other one go? Ophalia Wormwiggle. Again, they are her 2 daughters. Your long ass time here in sunny Barovia, you would know damn well that Morgantha likely keeps those 2 daughters in her coven strictly for power purposes only. As far as fun facts you might know, I believe we discussed that you would know that there are damage resistances to non-silvered weapons. And if you want to go ahead and roll either history or arcana, I can probably give you more specifics.
They're both the same.
And that's good. I think, yeah. Oh. I would also let, I'd like Garen roll 2, and then also whoever has proficiencies in either history or arcana can maybe make a roll as well, just because night hags aren't only Barovian.
I got
I'm
none
sure.
of
Then
that.
I-
I'm a big idiot.
Okay.
It makes sense for Garen because he's more religious undead, maybe. Than
There you go.
hags.
Very nice.
Ooh,
Um,
that makes sense.
Garen,
What is that
historically,
supposed to mean?
you know that, I mean, it's not super uncommon knowledge, but they do live over in the mill known as the Old Bone Grinder. She is the one that is making the pies, so Bone Grinder, mill, and a night hag, you can only imagine what was in aforementioned pies. Cyrus, night hags are stronger with their coven. They have, typically, a little bit more in their arsenal when they're in their coven. Solo or even separated, not so much. But generally speaking, a group of night hags is not ideal.
And it's safe to assume that these hags don't stray far from each other?
So when you saw Morgantha in the village, she was alone, as far as you could tell. I think typically when you see one, you see them all, or it could be assumed that they are nearby. But when you encountered the pie cell, it was just her.
But she's the mother, and she's the oldest and likely the most powerful.
Potentially, yeah. Also, with
Okay.
that 20, I will add a couple of other resistances, just so you guys are hip to the shit.
Hip to be square.
Word. It's hard to read today. Also resistances to cold and fire.
Water.
Cold and fire. What
Nothing
about earth?
mentioned of water.
So a bucket of water takes them out, right?
That's what I heard.
They melt.
Sorry, I was just listening to my Wiki podcast this weekend.
Roll another history check.
Operation Bucket Brigade. Here we go.
Yes.
Seems like a solid strategy.
Seems like
We
a solid
all
strategy.
go in with
Yeah.
buckets.
What is it they want? How do they operate? Do they hoard gold? Do they want power? Do they?
So they are not direct followers of Strahd. I believe they are more just... They're in it for the love of the game.
Very well
The
said.
game being cruelty. I think they enjoy twisting the lives and hearts of Barovians against their will. And because of their lack of ambition, I think that's the only real reason that Strahd allows them to operate as they do. In a word, they want chaos and fear.
My
And-
I gotta
grandmother
be
would
honest,
have
they're starting to create a little bit in me.
It's quite known that Magantha likes to get people addicted to those pies. And she has quite a bit of people under her thumb.
Well, yes, without regulation, it's a lot easier to slip things into these things that would
Achilles does like
really
the-
hook you into the product.
Like the blood of the innocent, probably.
Yes. What?
I only took one bite. At least.
Garen looks both of them dead in the eyes like they're fucking cannibals. You hit it.
No, I do. I'm saying I'm glad I only took the one little bite, but that's still a little. Bear with me for a moment, lads. He's gonna like walk off camera for a moment.
Over under on if he's gonna hurl. Anyone?
I'll take
Okay.
it.
Hold on, I'm gonna con save it. Let's see what happens.
See that?
I think he's got it.
Yeah, he's
Alright.
got it. You know what? Check another one off the bucket list, right?
I think
Weird
that
bucket list.
Duck's still better. Anyways.
I've traveled with heroes before, and more than a few have gone up against the hags before they had any right to. They are, while not invincible, quite formidable. They like to draw out suffering and pain in others, but they will kill if they feel they need to.
So we're gonna sidestep him, right?
Right, that means we don't. What Noah said. We just don't.
Just don't get involved.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they have a piece of Cyrus's cloak, so they can track us. Meaning they'll continue to be a thorn in our side as we continue to travel.
All three of them at once, you think? Or you think only one's going to come out at a time?
I think they'll just keep sending things at us.
Oh, so they wanted to come out, they'll send little minions.
It's
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
right out
say.
of your hands when you can send someone else to do the job.
It's going to be hard
Though-
enough to take on Strahd alone. But if there's other things coming after us too, that's going to make it that much harder.
There is something interesting you mentioned, Dristan, and maybe worth it to deal with the witches now. You said other heroes may have gone after him?
Unsuccessfully, I should note.
Yeah, maybe
How
one
did
of
they
those
match
poor
up with us?
fuckers. Well, I mean, maybe one of those poor fuckers had some silvered weapons.
Possible, though, if they did, it's in the hag's possessions now.
Perhaps
I say
can
we
trade.
liberate them.
Yes. Wait, liberate the hags, liberate the items.
The weapons.
The goods, yes.
Could use some practice
Okay.
liberating an item.
And what would it take to silver our own weapons in the meantime? Because, you know,
We
the werewolf
silver.
guy, I'd like to be able to be more useful if that's going to be a common occurrence.
Fuck you, Sydney.
700.
Do you
You
have any
could,
silver?
He checks his pockets. How many silver and a gold? It's 10, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I got gold we could exchange for silver and go from there.
It's
Oh.
more expensive than simply melting down your money and slapping it on your sword.
This is
I
why
know,
I
I was
hunt and
just gonna-
gather.
I was just trying to see if I could get it from him.
You want a gold? I don't really care.
It almost worked.
It really did.
I do wonder. And Tristan's gonna pull out the map and kind of start on the old mill and then move over to Valakai. The old mill is very close to Valakai. And we do know that, as we said before, the witches seem to enjoy the flesh of people, particularly children. I wonder where it is they're getting that from. A large source of people to prey
Yes,
on.
if we can bring them children, maybe they'll help us with something.
That's not quite what he was suggesting there, buddy.
I think if we do go to Valakai, which it sounds like a member of Strahd's guard will be there, but if we do go to Valakai, we may find some people that are interested or would be rewarding us for getting rid of the hags. And in the process, find us some allies.
It's one way to do it, I suppose.
It's a bit of a leap, but as I see it, we can attempt to go to the hags now and likely face oblivion. Or we can go to Valakai, get Irina somewhere safe, find people that are willing to help us or reward us for taking down the hags, and then going from there.
We trust the Valakai any more than the Raven people who just offered to take her off our hands?
Well, at least they're normal people, right? Things go south, we got a better chance of getting them back from them than from hags.
The Raven
I
people
thought-
did mention that there were others in Valakai that were on Strahd's side.
I'm not saying leave her at their door, but part of this journey, part of this, the cards we were dealt say that Irina is to lead or to be inspiring. And what's more inspiring than bringing the folk to town that take down the hags? We could kill two harpies with one stone.
I do like that. Question is, how do we motivate her to, do that sort of thing?
Do we all turn and look at her at the same time?
Sorry?
You up for riling up some townsfolk?
Hi, with the public speaking and the getting people to do things thing.
Don't think I've ever been to Valakai. I can try. I've never done it before.
What, out of curiosity, what was your reason for wanting to go there? Did your father say that it was safe there, a haven?
It's away from the castle.
Oh, so it's just far.
It's away. I realize how silly that sounds, but when he was making daily house calls, it felt right to not be at home.
Distance is a powerful thing. We can't deny that. I mean, I haven't seen not Athena the dog, but the real Athena in forever. And that distance feels greater than almost anything. So, you know, distance between you and someone who, I know you don't care about him, but cares about you, sometimes that's enough.
If I thought we could sneak into the old mill and take the piece of Cyrus's clothes and leave without being horribly tortured or devoured or killed or all three, I would suggest it.
I mean,
But I am hesitant to do so.
You said you ran into her in town, right, Morgantha?
Yes, we did.
She didn't attack you then, did she? She was trying to sell her goods. What if you tell her that you loved her pie so much that you came looking for more? Maybe strike a bargain that way?
If they're not on site, then perhaps we
You'll
have
take
something to work with.
You're taking a little bit of burden from her by carting the stuff into town.
suppose that would be me then, as the one who bought the pie.
Well, I could say I want in. It's an enterprise, and perhaps we could work out a deal. Maybe they're tired of buying from the hag. Maybe they're onto her, but you know, a fresh face could do wonders for advertising.
I was going to say, if there was one individual in this party I think that would be the most interested in, it would likely be you, Cyrus.
Well, yes, I mean, I might mix up the recipe a little bit because, you know, some of those ingredients are hard to come by.
Penchant for dark magic, charismatic, powerful lineage, I'm guessing.
Yes, keep talking about me.
You look like you have money.
Look, yes.
So,
The problem, the main thing being is you cannot accept anything from them, because it will come at a higher price than you expect.
That's the thing. If you accept things and then you just don't pay, then you get a free thing. Yes.
I don't think that's how that
Well,
works.
that's how rich people keep their money.
Yes, you promise money and then don't give it.
Again, this is why I prefer the hunt and gather. The tree doesn't
next
really
thing
care
you're
when you
gonna
take its
say
apple.
that you don't pay your taxes and you're gonna bury your mother on your golf course.
Who would do that?
I know!
Somebody truly diabolical.
You simply ashes and then they go anywhere.
Well, if we'd like to try and parlay with them, I would rather do it in the daylight, where we can all see adequately.
That's fair,
Because I remember you guys don't have dark vision.
yeah, dude,
None of us
literally any of us?
I think I do.
I have incredible dark vision.
Yep.
A
yeah,
couple of
I
you
have
do.
everything.
3 of the 5.
You might have me beat. I think I'm like 90.
Yeah, I got 120.
Yeah, you
Jesus
got me.
Christ.
Them warlock eyes. Wait, do you have devil's sight? Because that's better than dark vision.
I am not, I'm not a warlock.
It's
Oh,
it's
okay,
Lena's site now, please.
It's
Oh,
shadow magic. I can see
Gotcha.
out to 120 feet.
Hmm.
That's right. Richard's playing the warlock.
No, I have Warlock
No?
flavor. I am actually an
Mhm.
Eldritch Knight.
Oh, I really thought you were Warlock. My bad.
What
I-
flavor
I-
is
I-
warlock flavor?
I have a patron.
It's Noah.
Licorice.
It's the best flavor in the game outside of paladins.
Salty.
I imagine it's like licorice and elderberry. Something to like mellow it out.
I imagined a
Elderberry.
warhead
I was thinking
because
pumpkin.
it
Pumpkin
starts
spice.
with the same letters as warlock.
I miss pumpkin spice season, guys.
You know, it can be pumpkin
Total
spice
thing.
season all year round. You just gotta find the spices.
I rolled a D100 to see if any werewolves caught up to you. One being like, surprise, everybody roll initiative. Got a 100,
Oh.
which will never happen
Cat
again.
We're like, so Irina, you ready to go into Where'd she go? Got to just Right, Will.
That's when Sydney goes, that's for how many werewolves find you.
Strahd has a fun thing that's something like that.
Right, Will. I suppose Girly and I here are taking first watch, yeah? Y'all get your rest, and then I'll wake up whoever's next. I know. We'll go to bed next.
Now the werewolves are coming.
I will, before turning in, it has been a few days, and I am a little bit peckish.
Oh, right.
So, with
Do
the
you want to go
werewolf-
ahead and take 20, or do you want to like expedite the process and try to make some rolls for it?
I think this is when Tristan uses his time to collect himself. This is his meditating ritual. Is when he goes and
It's murder.
hunts. Is murdering animals in the woods. So he's like, no, my time.
What if I was to share my blood? What would that do?
I don't think it's a good idea. Just animals probably better for the gears. I'll be up. And
All right. All right, but I think he's like monologuing for a couple minutes until he turns around and realizes you're not there anymore, and so.
But then pan down and Athena's just watching, like listening the whole time, like.
But I picture like when the dog is facing away, but is like, I want to pay attention back here, and their head is just all the way back.
Yeah, that like.
Yeah. So
Maybe
if you
I
are
did practice in the mirror a little bit. So
taking
what?
your time, you venture out into the growing night. Go ahead and roll a percentile die for me just to see what kind of critter you get.
Strahd.
Ow!
Thought he just
Okay.
slides into frame, having a little snack over there, huh?
You're not you when you're hungry.
Have a small child. So what you end up finding, you find a small black bear. Not huge, not aggressive, just kind of milling about, like doing the dumb bear thing that some of them do. It's kind of like meandering through some trees. It's sharpening its claws against the bark. In the dark, you can see it's maybe a little thin. Not a choice bite, but still a pretty good one given its size.
I think this is a heavily wooded area.
Yes.
I think Tristan, with his pretty good acrobatics, is going to use his spider climbing to kind of climb up some trees and jump across multiple branches and like the sides of trees as quietly as he can.
Mhm.
And then once he's over the bear, he's going to draw both blades and then fall down and cut it down.
Let me check something real quick. I will say, like, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna have you roll like stealth or
bear.
anything if you're taking your time with it. I mean, you're choosing your footing. You're waiting for opportune moments with the sway of the tree, the movement of the branches. Go ahead. Oh, nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll attack.
Would this be at advantage because of
Yes.
surprise? Can I think? Why are you not letting me see it? I'll just roll it. I'm gonna roll this twice.
Yeah. Cool. And then let me do one thing, just because you are high up.
Is this gonna secretly turn into a rune bear?
I just wanted to check one thing. Jesus. Yeah, you kill it. What sort of finesse would you like to, is there any that you'd like to do? Like jumping down, like sword out?
I think it's just like Tristan has been so, while not taking stress damage, he has definitely been like in the last few days he's run into Strahd twice, which he usually goes years without seeing him at all. He is carrying a noble's daughter who may or may not be the reincarnated lover of Strahd. And now he's like possibly going up against. He's just like so out of it, so that once he finds his moment of zen, he's just like at the top of like right where the tree becomes too kind of thin for him to walk up. I imagine like it's not just like, you know, Skyrim horse, but it is like it needs enough
Right, it
mass.
starts to bow underneath that
Right.
weight that you
Yeah,
add
it's
to
like
it.
you can walk upside but like your weight is still a thing.
Mhm.
So he goes as high as he can, and then he just kind of like does one of those like lean back, fall, you know, ghost in the shell falls, and then just like two blades right into each shoulder blade.
Very nice. And you eat well for that evening, sir.
Yes. Let me, because this might be relevant. So with when you attack with this bite and hit a creature that isn't a construct or undead, you can empower yourself in one of the following ways of your choice. You can regain hit points, which I don't think he took any damage, or you gain a bonus to the next ability check or attack roll you make. The bonus equals the piercing damage or damage out by the bite. So I will pocket that
Yeah.
plus 6 for now.
Good call. Jeez. Back at camp, is there anything that y'all are doing in particular?
Drinking.
Drinking.
Trying to probably just de-stress a little bit after everything.
Noah's gonna go over to Tony's character.
Achilles.
Achilles.
And just say like, what did you do with the remainder of that pie?
Well, I guess I didn't really realize what it was made out of. And then, was it Cyrus or Garrett? Someone chucked it.
I believe I threw it.
And then Cyrus kind of just sort of chucked it through the air and said, "You don't want to eat that. Eat rich people food with me," or whatever he said.
So there's no more of it left.
Negative. You sound like you kind of want some, Noah.
No, I just want to make sure that it was taken care of.
It is. It's gone.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose we'll have more soon if that's what's on your brain.
It is more about, I wanted to make sure you didn't have any more in case there was a real addiction.
I'm pretty good. Now that I know it's a possibility, I don't really want to try another one. But
And did you feel any effects with it?
well, it was sort of a, I tasted the top, and I felt something sort of tingle in my constitution, if you will, right? But I sort of clamped down on that feeling, and that was that. It passed.
Alrighty then.
I appreciate your concern, though. Any way I can return the favor? Maybe watch your back sometime or something? Something on your mind? I can't really tell what you're up to with your head behind that helmet all the time.
Oh yeah, there was one other thing. If we go up against any other werewolves, how are you with a rapier?
Well, I'm not, I'm pretty handy. I prefer a spear, but I can use one. I can use a rapier. Matter of fact, I can use your rapier and one of my spears at the same time. Won't do as good if something needs a silver in it, but I can handle 2 weapons at once.
Well, magic's the other thing besides silver that'll work. You don't have any offensive spells, do you?
I don't. I can patch you up if you get hurt. I can keep watch to make sure nothing comes after us in the night. And if something hits me with something magical, I'm pretty good at dealing with that. But it's more defensive than it is offensive.
Well, if we come across a similar enemy, maybe I'll toss you my blade. Worst case scenario, you die, and I just summon it back into my hand. So
that's definitely a worst case, yeah. Let's try to prevent that one. Tell you what, we got a little time before watch happens if you want to maybe get a little sparring practice in. I'm used to a much longer weapon. It would be good to practice.
Sure. Does anybody else have a blade that I could borrow for some sparring?
Knock yourself out, and he's just gonna chuck his sword at you.
Roll a thing. Roll a thing to catch. Roll a thing. Oh my god.
Dexterity save?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna go with whatchamacallit, a dex like just straight, but yeah, make it a
If you were a monk, this
it doesn't really matter if it's a save or not for my case.
If you were a monk, this could be like the coolest deflect missiles ever, you know?
So haphazardly throwing the sword.
The throw is awful. Like it's an ass over tea kettle kind of thing, as opposed to like a nice clean like motion. And you're catching it. You don't take damage, but you catch that thing in a cradle, and it was risky as fuck.
What kind of sword is this?
It's a long sword.
Alrighty. Well, I'm proficient with this too. Not my best, as I'm more of a light sword kind of guy, but I can... Sure, if you need the practice, this'll do. We'll be a fair match, I guess, if neither of us are used to our kind of blades.
You know, if you want a little practice with something heavier, by the way, and he doesn't take his spears out, but he kind of like grips him for a second. I got really used to swinging around heavy stuff as if it were a light weapon, so in case you want any pointers someday.
Roll insight. He might be flirting with you.
Do it. Roll insight.
Don't do it.
Roll insight.
He wants you to handle his shaft.
Roll insight.
I'm rolling insight. Oh,
5.
I was almost on that 14. I'm oblivious to his advances.
Your patron's like, do it.
Or is such a low roll like, is he fucking hitting on me right now?
I'll leave it to your discretion.
I was gonna say,
listen, we can clash swords, but that's all this is.
Achilles,
you know that, right?
Achilles is like, I know what we're doing. Come on. What you take me for, huh?
And you know I'm taken, right?
Yeah, aren't we all, right?
Lover.
Aren't we all? And as he turns around, he's like, now he's just trying to mess with you. He's just gonna like wiggle his what race am I? Forgot. Satyr butt just a little bit as he walks away.
I just like immediately turn around and just kind of like kneel down, just like, Please, I swear he means nothing to me. Please do not leave me.
There's silence. It might be stunned silence. It might be intrigued silence. You're not sure. You don't get the vibe that she's angry, though. So, y'all are gonna spar? Would
Yeah,
you guys
we'll
like to
spar.
roll a couple things, or do you guys just want to say that that's something that y'all do?
I'll roll a thing real quick. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Should we just roll general attack rolls just to see how we do?
Yeah, I think that's
Sure.
fair.
All right, I'm gonna have a not as strong thing.
Thank you for hanging in there with me today, guys.
We're
by the
still
way.
level 4, so
Right.
my proficiency's 2.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a 3 total. Eh!
11.
So this is gonna be like him just kind of swinging just the rapier. 13, and then he's gonna like feel a little more confident with that, and then do throw the wait, why did I roll +2? My bad. That should actually be +4. It's the 15.
Oh, that
Then-
did a little better then.
Yeah, my bad. And then he's gonna feel a little confident and try the spear and the rapier at the same time, and get a 14 and a 19. We can say the 19.
Ah, I
We can
was
say the
gonna say,
19's the spear.
the
19's
19's the only thing that'll hit.
All right. So
But after you hit me, I'm gonna be like motherfucker and summon my blade back into my hand.
yeah,
And
with
be
your
like, haha, tables have turned.
right.
Cyrus is
Please
like-
don't do that to me in the middle of the fight, in a real one.
I think Cyrus is like snacking down on some rations around the fire, and he kind of like scoots a little closer to Garen, and is like, I've got 2 gold on him.
By the way, just
Oh, that fucking hurts. You gotta heal me up with that.
I got you. Can I try
Oh.
one more maneuver just for fun? I've been thinking about this one for a while.
Oh,
going for a
right.
gold.
I hand the blade back.
Appreciate it.
You might see one of them die.
I'm going to. He's gonna try to do. He's gonna use his like special leaping thing, and get a whole extra 5 feet in the air, and just try to like come down like a dragoon maneuver with the two of them.
He's
That-
doing the actual Achilles move from the beginning of the Troy movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Is that
I'm
what I'm
gonna
thinking of?
die.
I keep having
It
this
might be.
image of a warrior jumping in with like 2 like downward facing blades. Is that what I'm picturing?
No,
Yeah,
that's
from
something else.
300.
Okay. Oh, it's 300. That's totally what I'm picturing. Yeah, that was the inspiration for this guy. Anyways, so all right, you coming down with both. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing neither hit. 16, 14.
No, I pull my shield out like, fuck you, actually go.
It's like cling both off.
Yeah, you got it there, but ease it up a bit.
I'm feeling good about this one.
Yeah, I'm still not. Can you heal me now?
I got it. Just can I try? This one's not an attack. I just want to see something real quick. Is
No.
this okay? I'm not gonna.
You nearly stabbed me right in the. No.
He puts a
I'll
hand on.
stop
your-
bleeding in a minute.
he
Can I
puts
touch
a-
you again?
He puts a hand on your shoulder and uses a cure wounds, and then in the same motion, just throws the sword behind him as far as he can and as hard as he can, because he wants to see like, call it back in your hand, just like, and so in the same move, just like here you go, and then just whip it behind him.
But,
You want to
no.
nick him with it on the recall, you can absolutely try.
I think. So I've had some Thor's hammer flare before, but I think technically he like summons it and just like
Bamps.
appears.
Yeah.
And now that I have that Misty Step with the Night Crawler stuff, I think it's gonna have the same thing of just like Night Crawlers bamps and then bamps back in.
Okay.
So that's what
I-
I was looking for. It's so cool. Anyway,
I
get all
think he
patched
tried
up.
to summon it that one time without it dematerializing, and
Yeah.
it didn't even work. So he's like, all right, I'm not trying that anymore.
That's what I was looking for. That's such a cool maneuver. Kind of jealous.
just
Of
can't-
course, I get to fight alongside Athena every time, so you got what you got.
I got my blade.
It's true. Anyway, that's a handy thing. Should the time come, I'll give it another go. Appreciate it, mate.
I mean, better to have both of us be able to attack, and you need something more than a torch.
That's true. And he'll walk past you and just he'll do the good game butt slap as he passes
No.
you.
Oh God, no, please no.
We'll talk later.
Oh.
So going into rest of the night before watches happen, anybody else want to knock anything out?
Nothing productive for me, no.
Literally or metaphorically, because we almost knocked Noah out there.
Actually, really quickly, Andrew, can you roll a percentile die?
Your money!
This is for your interest rate.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
crypto crashed. Sorry, bud.
My Batcoin.
Okay. Cool. No, that's fun to track. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Watch shifts. Are we taking individual? Are we taking buddy system? Who's on first? What's on second?
Achilles and Athena are up first.
Okay.
How many watches do we need to take for
Through the night, I think we've been doing 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 hours each.
Garen will take 2, I guess. Second watch.
You can't see in the dark, right?
No.
Maybe the 2 people that can see in the dark should go.
I was just about to say, Ismark will go with you, but he can't see in the dark either.
Alright. I will suffer through the midnight watch.
And I can take us into the morning.
Okay. Can we get Tony and Achilles first perception checks?
Sure. This is at night. I don't have anything special if that makes a difference.
It is nighttime, yeah.
Okay. So disadvantage
watch.
or just it's gonna
Yep.
affect the results. Okay. Let me just check something real quick.
No, just do standard.
Okay. And Athena's she's got her hearing and smelling going on anyway, so.
Yep.
All right. So this is me first. This is Achilles first, just the general thing.
Oh, and do you guys have a fire? Just out of curiosity.
And then
I imagine we'd have a small one.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Athena is on point tonight.
Jeez.
You personally don't see anything, but there's a couple of instances where like Athena's head perks
Mm-hmm.
and she actually gets to the point where she kind of starts pacing perimeter. Not like in a restless sort of way. But maybe like she hears the occasional squirrel and she like kind of ups and moves and then like, oh, what's over here? But nothing too crazy.
For most of the night, Achilles is doing literally the pose on my artwork, that like kneeling near her, like looking thing. What you hear out there? Okay, cool. No major incident.
Cyrus, you're up.
For the record, I wake Cyrus up by doing the like feather tickle over the nose thing.
When you do, he sleeps. His eyes are open and his mouth is like kind of agape, and
Oh, I don't like that.
his breathing is like super low. So you may think he's dead. He looks kind of dead when he sleeps.
I do the Achilles does the finger under the nose thing first to feel your breath to make sure. Okay. Proceed with prank.
It's barely there. Yes. Okay. I think his eyes will like roll back, and then.
I hate that.
Is it breakfast time?
No, it's time for your watch. Also, I'm a little concerned about the way you sleep, mate. That does not look restful at all.
No, I was rather comfortable until you woke me up.
Oh, that's how watches go.
I thought me taking a watch was a joke.
It ain't now. Get up.
Fine. Yes, he'll brush himself off and mosey on out to watch.
Achilles
Like you
will
said.
like, based on like that reaction, Achilles when he's like laying in his bedroll or whatever will like watch Cyrus for a bit to make sure he is actually taking a watch before he drifts off.
I'm guessing
does-
Garen
he's
rolls
Yeah.
disadvantage for his watch. Yeah, he can't see shit in the dark.
Oh,
Thankfully you have a buddy. The buddy, I mean, kind of similar to the last situation. It's quiet and uneventful. You get the occasional scare from like woodland critters in the night, but nothing crazy is going on.
If I can, I do think Garen would talk to Cyrus a little bit during the watch.
Oh.
Sure.
So, like, you know, in the middle of the calm and everything, and he's drinking because, of course he is.
Are you
he's
sharing?
Yeah, he'll pass it every now and then.
Wonderful. No wonder my
And-
perception was 11.
On one of the passes, he looks to him. He's like, "So why'd you run away from home?"
Why did I run away from home?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the case. Because you're trying to swindle money from your daddy.
Well, apparently I just wasn't welcome in town anymore.
Is it because you're doing all that unholy shadow magic stuff?
So you want to know, do you? You want to hear the vicious injustice that set me on this path to procure potent phenomenal power?
I feel like I'm gonna regret this.
He stands and starts pacing menacingly. It happened when I was a boy. I always knew I was better than the other kids. They said I was creepy and rude and eats his boogers when no one is looking, but I knew they were just jealous of my pedigree and superior personality. I threw a party for my 15th birthday, a grand ball to celebrate my ascent into manhood. Everything was lined up to be the perfect evening. A vast table adorned with the finest delicacies. Squash stuffed boar, cured meats and cheeses, and 3 flavors of Fanta on tap. The band was booked. We even had a pin the tail on the waitstaff kiosk. Daddy suggested we use a mannequin, but I insisted on the real thing. All the RSVPs had been collected, but as the guests arrived, that bastard Madison Elroy Fitzgerald IV sent a herald with a letter claiming a family emergency had occurred, and he would be unable to attend. The dagger of disrespect was driven deeper upon discovering he had directed this dastardly dispatch to Silas. I swore I would have my revenge. A week later, his family held a party. Can you believe the absolute gall? Everyone was attending, and in their most fashionable black garb, too. The vile vermin was trying to take my spotlight. So I attended. Oh, yes. I bumped elbows and pretended the lovely hors d'oeuvres and painted on a smile. Enjoyed the lovely hors d'oeuvres and painted on a smile until my time to strike. When the gracious host struck up a toast to boast their gratitude for the turnout, I slipped away and procured from them a worthy tithe for their terrible transgression. He slips an urn out of his bag. I could feel the giddy joy of revenge warming my hands, sparking the flames of my destiny, and through my trophy, though my trophy now lies cold, no longer gifting me that rush, it still sends a shiver up my spine when I imagine the look on Madison's face. She would have turned 100 this year. Perhaps I should send the lid and a little happy birthday Grimgram letter. Anyway, what was the question?
When you look back over, I'm pretty sure Garen's just.
Oh no.
Andrew, I want you to know the music like faded down perfectly right at the end of your monologue. For what was the answer?
As
Cricket,
planned.
cricket. It was perfect.
I turned to Athena. Is Athena looking?
Oh, I mean, she'll be asleep. You know what? Yeah, just for that, she's up on like a log, like enjoying her story.
What do you think? 1 to 10. How was it? Too much? Yeah. No.
That was 4 barks, 4 out of 10.
Good night, Grimgram. See you in the morning.
Kristen, do you want to take your flat?
Sure. I imagine that I've been imagining that Tristan actually sleeps in like having survived by himself in Barovia for mostly in the woods for a long, long time. he usually sleeps in trees.
Yeah.
Like, ties a rope around his waist and then, like, finds a suitable branch and then just kind of, like, sleeps up there.
Mhm.
So when he does get woken up, he is, like, in a neighboring tree somewhere.
Cyrus, would you like to roll to like throw a rock at him, or are you gonna be like, "Wake up"? Or
Actually,
do you not find it?
when it's time to wake him up, Cyrus will reach up and kind of twist the air, and out from the tree, this skeletal, semi-translucent hand will creep out and curl and poke him in the noggin before disappearing.
That mage hand? That's the creepiest
Mhm.
use of fucking mage hand.
I'm up. I'm up.
Your turn.
And, it's nighttime. Oh, well, there's a campfire, right?
Yeah,
So there's some...
I'd say
So he
like
can...
small campfire. It's been very uneventful as far as things go.
Yeah, then he just lands on the ground next to Cyrus and says, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
They talking like every time.
Can I try my hand at making some arrows? Is that something I can do, or do I need to, like, buy materials for that?
I think because you are ranger, and I mean you are a woods boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be able to spend some time to like find certain rocks, like certain types of rocks, shape those rocks, find branches. Like I think it's definitely something that you'd be able to do.
I'll do it another time when I'm not on watch. That seems involved.
Like I imagine like there's one guy I actually like to watch. He makes tools out of obsidian, and he uses like antler to like shape it and create like knocks in the like arrowheads and stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, just ghosts. Oh, I'm glad. So glad it's just ghosts.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
Then I'll
It
just
is spooky
do,
season, all right. They're wrapping
perception check.
presents.
Ugh, I haven't rolled above a 10 today. So refreshing.
It honestly, like quiet night, you do see, I mean, even with that perception, because of your dark vision, you do see the raven kind of tittering about. But I mean, nothing really goes on that night until
Friendly raven or
looks to be
crow?
the same.
Okay.
And then it is the morning. Gonna roll for weather just for the lulz of it. It's cloudy,
Delightful weather.
but bright. Like it's the bright kind of cloudy where it's not. It
Hmm.
doesn't look like impending rainstorm. It's just kind of overcast. Not so misty, or like the chills kind of alleviated just a little bit. It's not so cold this morning.
Best you can hope for around here, right?
Kinda. Ish. 100 would be like, oh my god, the sun is out.
So, what did we agree upon to try and parlay with the hags? Is that what we're going with?
I would be thrilled to buy in on their little deal. I want in.
As an excuse to talk to them.
Certainly. Of course. Yes.
All right. I
You
would
guys-
say
Head to the old mill.
Yes.
I would say be on your guard. Their defenses are known to be extensive.
Do we know if they like can sense magic or anything like that? Like if I walk in wearing with mage armor up, are they going to like sense that?
Based off the earlier roll, you probably don't know exactly what sorts of spells that they have, but you know that they can be pretty powerful when they're within their coven.
Gotcha.
They have a lot of magic themselves at their disposal.
So our plan is really to just go right up to them when it's all three of them. That's the safe option.
I support them, but
Well, I mean, we assume they're not like, oh, visitors, let's murder them right away.
Yeah.
We saw one of them going around in a cart on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Can't we just wait for one of them to go out on a cart on their own, catch one of them at a time?
Don't really have their schedules written down is the problem. I can't afford to be wasting time.
We'd have to walk all the way back to town. How do they get there so fast?
They fly or something.
Which is fly on brooms, right?
So I've heard in stories. And listen, I'd rather we go in there where we know we're confronting them as opposed to when they show up by surprise. You know?
Would you like me to spin them along for a while? Are you all getting in position for something? Or is this...
I, again, cannot stress to you how many times people have tried to fight them in their home, all together, and died. So, let it be known that it has been said, try and fight them head on, will kill us all.
Right.
Will kill you all.
Take
As
their
I got
heads
away.
off before they kill us. Got it. I'm kidding. I understand. I got it. Don't worry. I'm not trying to die in there either.
You should really be concerned about trying to get that parchment back. That piece of your cloak so they can't track us anymore.
Yes, I'll do what I can.
Just because they won't kill us on sight doesn't mean they won't try other things.
Question: if they
That's
do have the
reassuring.
cloak, wouldn't they know we're coming?
Quite possibly. So let's not be late if they're expecting us.
I feel like that doesn't bode well for us.
I don't think anything's boded well for us since we all met. No offense to any of you lot, it just seems to be the vibe around here.
What are you talking about? I've graced you with my presence. What more could you ask for?
Grace.
Let's go meet
got
our
it.
new partners.
In the meantime, however, Ismark and Irina, we should probably find somewhere for you to not be seen. It would definitely be in your best interest to be not on their radar.
We can hang back a little bit, I think.
You can find a good spot in the woods to hide you.
I know this one here isn't itching to get into a fight anytime soon. Ever. Not itching to get into a fight, ever.
It's probably good instincts, but, you know, just be prepared for the worst case scenario.
If things go badly, and Tristan's eyes are going to kind of like look up to the treetops, seeing if there's any raven hanging around.
It's there.
You know who your next guide will be.
Depending on how far away we are going to be from them, Achilles might also leave Athena with them as extra protection, / not wanting to risk her among the hags.
So, you guys are actually like right on the cusp of where the trees kind of give way to the this just vast amount of rolling hills. It would be green and verdant and lovely if it wasn't this shithole. The grass has a bit of a brownish gray tinge to it. It seems dead, but it's there. The grass is dry beneath your feet. It kind of crunches as you walk. But the mill itself is on one of these hills. kind of its own little beacon on top of it.
Are there other structures along these hills? I see we have the ancient megaliths.
Completely dependent on which direction you're approaching from.
Because
you probably wouldn't see those immediately.
Okay. Just thinking about where we, leave our other friends behind.
I mean, you can very likely leave them in like probably one of the valleys, and they might be okay.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I think there's just one thing that popped into my head that I would like to retcon for like another thing I did while on watch.
Sure.
Was just to like take a straight stick and like whittle it down into the approximation of a wand.
Okay.
And like carve little symbols and shit on there.
Okay. Are you doing anything like actually magic-y with it, or are you just like carving? Okay.
No, it's a red herring.
Got it.
Or is it?
I'm making sure, so it's not like, but actually I did this, and I'd be like, what now?
I made a wand of the War Mage, and
I need every mirror in town to build what I'm going to build.
No. So, approaching the mill, it is this ancient, sad structure with kind of one of those onion-shaped domes on top. I don't know what they call that in architecture, but it looks like the butt end of an onion to me, always. The mill itself, like the turbines, they're dilapidated, they're broken down, but they are still slowly, steadily turning. There's a small cluster of birds, ravens, crows flitting about the top of it. And as you grow even nearer, you notice there's a chained figure outside. You grow even nearer, and you notice he's been cut open, and trails blood just pooled around him at his feet. But you can see his head tilted back, eyes open, and he's smiling. Aside from this absolutely macabre image outside, it seems quiet.
I guess you never want to see how the sausage is made, do you?
Achilles looks at that and then has to immediately look away. No, you really don't want to know, do you? Let's get past that site and get on with it, yeah?
And as we kind of get closer, can I do a scan to see if there are any pitfalls, hole with spikes, anything like that that might ward off would-be intruders?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and you can either do perception or investigation if you're looking for particulars.
There we go.
So you notice there's a pretty carved out trail from what appears to be some sort of cart. But beyond that, you spot the occasional pie on the ground, kind of like torn apart. Looks like it's been picked at by animals, maybe. But no traps.
I recommend the path.
Almost seems like they, in a taunt, kind of maybe a taunt, like who would have the nerve?
You already saw our welcome sign. That should be more than enough.
As we do get closer, I'm also gonna eyes of the grave just to see if there are any hidden undead around here. Lift the eye patch a little bit.
Yeah.
I fear the day you do that and then you just like, because it's like so blinding.
Let me double check one thing. I think it's no, but I just want to verify. Nope. No undead.
Okay.
It's not undead.
Nope. Still not great, but it's not undead.
All right, well. So did we establish Cyrus is going up on his own?
I thought we were all going together.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's a group effort.
I don't think
I
we're
think-
mean enough to send him on his own.
We push Cyrus inside. We say, "Give us back, keep the cloak and the wearer,"
Crazy.
and then we continue on to the city.
Wow, getting rid of him was that easy.
and
We got
let's
a new
keep moving.
product idea for you, Cyrus pie, and then we shove him in and leave.
Ooh, magically delicious.
Oh, it tastes
So-
like 1%.
You go up to the door.
Yes.
Okay. Growing closer and closer. There is also traces of pie at the bloody feet of the dissected, maybe alive man.
Maybe alive?
Um, He's smiling.
I don't like that.
I've seen enough Batman to know that doesn't mean shit.
I mean, he's not undead.
And
Kill-
he's posted up like tied up to their wall. So
Achilles is like deliberately doing this move, like not
I'll
looking at him, so he's
Okay.
not gonna notice.
Yeah, I'll check it on him.
he's moving a little bit. Like that smile twitches, those eyes roll in his skull.
Are you here to take our coats?
He does not seem fully present, however.
Hmm. Well. Good day to you then, I suppose. So he's like tied to it, right? So he couldn't. Okay.
Like up against the wall of the outer wall.
Do you have like a name tag or anything?
He is only wearing pants. I'm sorry, I'm not being great on descriptions tonight.
You're good. You're good. Wearing
Listen, are
pants.
you gonna stop looking at, guts out guy and move on, or are we putting out of his misery or what?
Oh, you're right.
I
We
don't
should
like this
check
pit
inside
stop.
the intestines, shouldn't we?
No, you shouldn't
Yeah,
do
let's-
that.
Let's just stick a finger in there and wiggle it around and see what happens.
I'm gonna go this way.
Ah,
Just
Good
throw
times.
open the doors of the hag's house and vomit immediately.
Roll for initiative.
brought to a casserole.
Does that do acid damage at least if they if it hits them?
If it was like, maybe, probably not. But I like the idea.
Bile spit.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's knock on the door. I don't know what else to do with nearly dead Fred.
You knock, and it's quiet for a time. You hear like the occasional bug in the grass nearby. Maybe even like the occasional frog or a toad, like just that occasional like ribbit sound or that like weird creepy groan that they do. And eventually, this older woman opens the door. And she smiles. Big and broad, like rotting teeth falling out, like gums and the whole nine. Why can't I make her bigger, this bitch? Please?
There's a spell
Thank
for that.
you. Thank you. Good morning. Why? It's so good to see you again. And she starts to reach. She starts to like reach out for your hand. Come inside, won't you? All of you, come inside.
Oh.
Right, Will, you're talking, right, buddy? He kind of like moves Cyrus.
Certainly. Thank you for having us. Is there wait staff to attend to us, or? No, that's fine.
Think you might have already met my wait staff, dear boy.
I did see him waiting.
I don't
I was
like
gonna
this sense
cut
of
it.
humor.
I was gonna stop it there, but
We'll see you on the way out. Don't go anywhere. Ah.
Hey, careful. He might take offense to that joke.
Oh! Oh! Oh, he's got one. Very good.
What
Yes.
can I do for you all? Hmm?
What's the inside of her hut like?
Sorry, hold on. I intended to end it there because it's getting a little later. So, and I'll move it here in a sec. Going in. It's not a huge space by any means. There's a lit fire over off to the side with a couple of pies baking. There's cages lined up under a pantry, or not a pantry, but like an assortment of shelves. In one, there's a few chickens, and in the other, it's a mess of frogs and toads. They're crawling all over each other. There's a nice hutch in the far corner. The doors are closed. It's got a couple of like things of flour and maybe yeast like propped up on the top. And in the middle, there's a hand cart with some older pies that look to maybe be molding. Here, and let me really quickly. You said you were leaving Athena, or did you bring Athena with you?
I'm gonna leave her with the other two.
Okay,
With his
and
mark in the
also, oh, I guess I need to move this bitch. Beep boop.
Just for safety's sake, let's keep
Yeah.
a literal guard dog with them.
And I think I gotta move y'all inside, actually. Doot. Doot. Tell me if you all can't see, because I hate dynamic lighting.
I can see.
Tight.
Yep, I can see.
So in the middle
can
too,
see.
there's a couple of barrels. One of them it's open and it looks like a weird black tar that's just in the barrel. Other than that, you got some stairs that lead up, and it's fairly nondescript.
We came to discuss potential business, and are your friends not here? Are you alone?
You talking about my daughters? They're upstairs. Sleeping the day away, the poor dears.
We've all been there. Oh, well, I want in on this pie business.
All of you?
Well, they're along for the ride, unfortunately for them.
I'm the one who tasted it.
He said it was good.
One moment. Would you like to make a deception?
Sure.
Or a persuasion, whichever one. Deception. That's great.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't know what that meant, but okay.
It
We'll
means
take it.
damn. What would you like out of the pie business, boy? And she actually like moves over towards the hearth and kind of reaches in and starts shuffling pies about after she puts a oven mitt on her hand.
I want what anyone like me wants out of it. I want a return on investment. I want to make money. You have a product that really hooks people in, and a good businessman knows how valuable that can be.
Wasn't enough to hook your friend there.
I have a
But
very
people
strong
have-
constitution.
Oh, really?
I like to think so.
Perhaps we should try again then, yeah? everybody could have a pie.
Would you like a pie?
See how they feel after.
Well, you're not supposed to dip into your own supply.
Oh no. Let me run upstairs right quick, and I will grab from my store. Let me just run around upstairs. Just one moment, please. Oh, excuse
Are we
me.
letting her run
There's
around upstairs?
50 million of you.
Of course.
We heard her daughters were upstairs. Are we doing anything?
One moment, please.
Okay, what's the move? Because I ain't about to take another bite of one of those pies. They got people in them. Oh.
What are the
People in 'em.
stairs made out of?
Stone.
Fuck.
Legos.
I
Metal
cast
stairs. Wood stairs.
I cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Okay.
Probably a good move.
Can you drop the text on it just so then I can pull it up?
Yep.
I lean in to, toward Noah, and I'm like, "Can you pass me that rapier, my friend?"
I don't think you need.
You know what?
silver for
That
wits,
sounds like a
do you?
good idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that too.
All right, if I'm good without it, then I'm good without it.
Oh no, I only have the
If
tech.
it ends up being that you need it, I'll toss it to you.
All right, thanks.
Actually, wait. Actually, in this case, I can't because my only other thing is fire, and there isn't.
Well, that's fine. I'll use the spears.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
patch you up
so
if you need it. Oh,
They're
yes.
a little cold, and she comes back and she has a tray of them. One would assume that they would be down here, but she seems to have a decent supply upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
One for everybody. Here you go. Eat up.
Oh no, we're going to sell these.
Oh
We're going to
no,
make up
you're
pretty
not
pennies on these.
going to be a partner until you know what you're selling.
Oh, I think I have a good idea of what I'm selling.
If I may, they'd be better warmed up, wouldn't they?
You're right. I'll toss them into the oven.
You're really entertaining this?
And as
that's what
she,
you're doing?
when she starts making her way over and has her back to us, I'm just motioning around like, like moving toward my weapons a little bit.
So, real quick,
Here we go.
I know the cover, like the keeping things busy, getting into the room thing was this, like, going into business with you. What was the ulterior motive we had, other than, like, getting my scrap of cloak, hopefully?
I think it was just trying to get your scrap.
Gotcha. Do we see my scrap of cloak anywhere?
Yeah, I was gonna say, while people were fumbling around getting ready to fight this thing, Tristan was gonna be investigating, looking around for the scrap of cloak. Down there.
I'll allow for investigation. Yeah.
It's not good, but it's not.
Kelly's just gonna keep trying to delaying having to eat this pie again. Hey.
And I roll. Oh,
Oh,
Very fucking nice.
I was gonna ask if I could roll as well, but I don't know. That's
Um,
solid. One.
the pit of tar in front of you, icky. It's not in there. There is a chest on the floor. Might be in there. I mean, unless you open it, you can't be 100% sure. But by the looks of it, like the materials among the shelves, it's cooking and foodstuffs, like old dried herbs and all that. The frogs, though, there's you don't spot the cloth, but you notice that there's like a couple of like necklaces like strewn about in there, maybe a ring or two. And then there's the chickens, and they're being chickens, but you don't see the like anything that matches Cyrus's cloak. Not immediately, anyway.
Tristan is going to make a note of the chest, though he thinks that it is likely either locked, at best, and at worst, booby-trapped. So he's just going to kind of keep that information to himself.
Oh dear, this one seems to be exploding at the seam a little bit. I think they're ready. One
Well,
for
now that they're
you.
fresh out of the oven, they got to like cool down a moment, you know.
You're going to eat this fucking pie.
I need a little something to wash it down with, ma'am.
Hmm.
We satyrs, we have real dry mouths.
And the rest of you, I'm sure you all have excuses as well.
I'm not really hungry right now, but
Gluten intolerance.
I'm just fucking drunk.
I only eat rich people.
I'm just a really picky eater in general. I don't really like meat pies.
So at what point are you going to tell me the real reason that you're here? She rolled a 20.
I would like the scrap of my cloak back so I can fix it and be done with this. And also, I do want to make some money. I mean, if you're going to be selling some pies, then I think you need a little rebranding, maybe some logos or something. Brand recognition.
I think I will be happily do something for you when you can tell me what you can do for me. And I think we'll end it there because it is getting late and my eye's gonna fucking explode out my
All right. Well, thanks though. Thanks for pulling a thing together for us, Sid.
Shit.
No, it
my
wasn't.
God.
We got up to another very intense confrontation, and I'm nervous for next week.
You got to the Onion Dome.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone bearing with me for my monologue that I've been sitting on for like
That
pretty
was
fun.
awesome.
since day one.
Because I knew about it. So as soon as you started the opening lines, I was like, I know what this is. But also like
Opens
the
Google Doc.
character, yeah, the character of Cyrus. Like I immediately like pictured him like pulling out little note cards and being like, yes, okay. And
Prepared for this all my life.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
what you didn't see every night in the tent, he was like, when he was with himself, he was like practicing and
Yeah.
wrong here.
you gotta have the villain monologue.
we'll hopefully have a decent one next week, guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, at the very least, next
good.
week we start
Thank
off with Secret Santa, which will be real fun.
Yes.
That's right.
That one we're also starting a bit late. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
That's when I have to work really late.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, well, we'll see everybody next week for Secret Santa and whatnot. Later.
All right. Feel better, Sydney.
We'll try.
Everybody.